Hi guys, it's time for the August one little word prompt. This was July, but before I get started on August, I had just finished off my monthly action for July, which was a bit of an abysmal failure. And what I realized is that I need a bit more of a specific goal rather than just something vague. I had moved my body as much as I can, and I need a number. I need a number to work towards. This didn't really work for me, so at least now I know and I can move on. Now I'm going to start with sort of a title page, I guess, so that the inside spread on this page can be for my August prompts. I did my say yes to my word day on Monday. It was just a regular Monday. I wanted to see how I could fit my word into a regular work day. So I treated it a little bit like day in the life. So I'm going to do some journaling on the left, and I took a bunch of photos. So I'm going to add a photo collage on the right here. And then on the back of that page will be my goal for August. I'm going to do most of this digitally in Photoshop, so let's head over there and I'll show you how I do it. So I just started by creating a new canvas in Photoshop. It's 4¼ inches by 8¼ inches, and I've just created a photo grid. I sort of approached the day a bit like day in the life, I guess, in that I was taking multiple photos. I didn't just take one or two. I tried to take a photo every time I thought that I was doing something related to my word. So I ended up with quite a few. This is most of them. I didn't go totally overboard. So I just created this grid and placed my photos, and I can go ahead and print that as a full page photo. So the other few pages that I want to create in my notebook, I'm going to do them in Photoshop as well, just because it's easiest. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm going to create a new page. So I'm just going to file new, and this is the size I want, 4¼ by 8¼ So I've got a new canvas here, and I sort of want to create like a title page, I guess. You've seen in my notebook how I've got that blank page at the start, and I want the inside spread to be about my day. So I just need to create this title page, and I'm going to use the digitals that Ali had provided free in the classroom. So I'm just going to grab one of them. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm not going to use this exactly as it is. I kind of just want to use this say yes to the word. I don't really like the crazy day documentation part because it wasn't a crazy day. It was just a normal day. So I didn't really like that connotation. So what I'm going to do is I've just turned that round, and then I'm going to drag these out until that say yes to the word part is big enough to sort of cover the whole page. So you can see here it does need to go quite large, and some digital files will work better for this than others. Some of them won't be a high enough resolution to be able to make that bigger size difference. Once I've got it roughly the size I want, I just hit enter, and you can see it's still nice and readable, so that worked fine. In my layers palette, I want to rasterize this layer, so I just right clicked it and rasterize it because I'm going to delete this piece here. So I just use the marquee tool to drag out a square and then hit delete and deselect. So that's sort of as much as I want to do, except I did like the little date piece that was on there. So all I'm going to do is just drag this in again and enlarge that just a little bit, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to rasterize it. I'm going to use my marquee tool just to select that wee date piece, and then I'm going to go edit and copy, and then I'm actually going to delete that layer, deselect, and just paste. So I've got just the word date there. Go to edit and transform. I just want to rotate this so it's the same orientation as the other words, and I'm going to move mine just so it's down to the end, and I can just use a date stamp, or I can write Monday or whatever I want, but that's sort of my title page finished. And so on the next page I want to do a little bit of journaling. So again, I'm going to create a new canvas. My canvas size has changed because I had selected the little word, so I need to put that in again, which is 4 1/4 and 8 1/4. And I'm going to add my journaling to this, but I also want to use, I've got the timestamp that I want to roughly put some times in there, and I know that I'm going to need to allow about 1 1/4 for that, so I'm just going to drag out a guideline here. And then I'm going to use my text tool, and I'm just going to draw out a text box and just leaving a little bit of room around the edges. Now, to save you watching me type all this out, I have actually typed out my journaling in TextEdit, so I'm just going to copy that and paste that into my text box here. I am using just a regular old typewriter font, and I'll just adjust that until it fits. And then I can go ahead and print that one as well. So I've gone ahead and printed out all my pages. The 2 pages that I did in Photoshop, I've just printed them on regular A4 paper. I think it's about 160 GSM. I don't want anything too thick because I am going to just stick this into my pocket page notebook. So I just trimmed them down to fit. My full page photo I did print on photo paper. I like the sort of intensity of color I get as opposed to a regular paper, although I do print on regular paper occasionally too. And I've just trimmed that off so it's the same size as my monthly goal insert, and then I can pop that straight into the pocket. So all I need to work on are just these other 2 pages that I had printed out. This title page piece, I felt just a little bit, it was a little bit boring, so I decided to add some washi tape to it. And I'm going to mess about with a whole pile of different washi tapes here. A couple are brand new from Heidi Swap, and a couple of older ones, and I don't know where they're from. But I'm just adding just some stripes, just following those vertical stripes from the printable piece. And then just adding this little bit of, not necessarily color I guess, but just sort of texture and interest to it. I've added 2 little pieces on the end, and at this point I decided to stick it into my book and work on it from there instead. All I'm going to do is add a couple more pieces of washi tape towards the center, which was why I needed to put it into the book in the first place. So I've got this pink one, this pink floral that I really like, and I'm adding a little bit of glitter as well. This is a glitter washi that I really like, just to add a little bit of color and kind of tie this page into the inside spread as well. So I picked a colored ink based off this washi tape, so I grabbed a sort of purpley pink color, and I went to date stamp it, and my date stamp is horrendously stained, so I couldn't really get the pink. It was kind of pink mixed with black, but it worked with the color scheme. And so I'm going to use that same colored ink to do the stamping on the inside page as well. During the day I had taken some notes, just noting down times and things that I had done that I thought sort of applied to my word. It made my journaling certainly easier to do later on, but it also gives me a rough idea for these times here. So like I said, I'm using this timestamp from Ellie Edwards. I don't know if that's still available. I bought that a long time ago. I don't use it often, but when I do, I really love it. So I'm roughly stamping the times along the edge here. I mean, you can see that my journaling was just one sort of free flow of text. So these times don't necessarily exactly match up to the things that were happening, but they're rough enough to give me an idea of my day. And then all I have to do is stick this into my notebook. So what about you? Have you done this month's prompt? How did you find it? Did you enjoy it? Did you find it useful? I really enjoyed the chance that this prompt gave me to see how I could actively put my word into my day rather than just spending a few minutes with it doing an activity or a prompt each month. Like to actually physically put my word into practice during the day, it was a really eye-opening experience for me. So if you haven't done that yet, I highly encourage you to. It's a great chance to see how your word can actually fit into your life. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!